Cleopatra's seventh Cleopatra, born in 69 BC, was the last active ruler of the Ptolemaic Kingdom of Egypt, a dynasty that had been established by her ancestor, Ptolemy Soter, following the death of Alexander the Great. Cleopatra was born in Alexandria, the capital of Egypt, and was the daughter of King Ptolemy XII Elites and Cleopatra V. Tryphonina. Her early life was marked by political instability, as her father's reign was fraught with financial difficulties and challenges to his throne. After the death of her father in 51 BC, Cleopatra became queen at the age of 18, co-ruling initially with her younger brother, Ptolemy XIII, whom she also married, in accordance with Egyptian royal tradition. Cleopatra's reign began under difficult circumstances. Egypt was in a period of decline, with internal power struggles and external pressures from the Roman Republic, which had growing influence in the eastern Mediterranean. In 48 BCE, Julius Caesar arrived in Egypt after pursuing his rival Pompey, who had been murdered by agents of Ptolemy XIII. Cleopatra, who had been locked in a power struggle with her brother, sought to use her relationship with Caesar to secure her position on the throne. She famously had herself smuggled into the royal palace in a carpet, which she unrolled before Caesar, an act that symbolized her determination and cunning. Cleopatra's alliance with Caesar proved successful, and she regained control of Egypt. Following their victory, Cleopatra gave birth to a son, Caesarion, whom she claimed was a child of Julius Caesar. This relationship between Cleopatra and Caesar would have significant political ramifications. Caesar's assassination in 44 BC created a power vacuum in Rome, but Cleopatra continued to rule Egypt with political acumen, navigating the complex relationships between Rome and Egypt. In 41 BC, Cleopatra met Mark Antony, a Roman general and one of the three leaders of the Roman Republic following Caesar's death. Their relationship became both romantic and political. Cleopatra and Antony had 3 children together: Alexander Helios, Ptolemy Philadelphus, and Cleopatra Selene II. The partnership between Cleopatra and Antony represented a challenge to the growing power of Rome's other leaders, particularly Octavian, the future Emperor Augustus. The conflict between Antony and Octavian escalated, culminating in the famous Battle of Actium in 31 BC. In this naval battle, the forces of Octavian defeated those of Antony and Cleopatra. After the defeat, Antony and Cleopatra retreated to Egypt, where they eventually took their own lives. Cleopatra, according to historical accounts, died by suicide, possibly by the bite of an asp, although some sources suggest she may have ingested poison. Her death marked the end of the Ptolemaic dynasty and the annexation of Egypt as a province of the Roman Empire. Cleopatra's life and reign have fascinated historians for centuries due to her political savvy, romantic relationships with some of Rome's most powerful men, and her ability to maintain Egypt's independence for as long as she did. She was a highly educated woman, fluent in several languages, and is often remembered as a figure of great beauty and charisma, although historical accounts of her appearance vary. Her legacy continues to endure in popular culture, where she is depicted as one of history's most iconic and influential female rulers. Cleopatra's legacy is marked by her extraordinary ability to maneuver in the complex world of Roman politics. Despite the political upheavals and wars, her efforts to keep Egypt independent were a testament to her intelligence and diplomatic skills. Her strategic alliances with Julius Caesar and Mark Antony were not just romantic, but calculated moves aimed at securing Egypt's autonomy and prosperity. Cleopatra understood the necessity of these alliances, not only for her personal survival, but for Egypt's future in a time of Roman expansion. Her reign also had an impact on Egyptian culture and religion. Cleopatra portrayed herself as the goddess Isis, reinforcing her divine right to rule Egypt. She actively participated in religious rituals and understood the importance of the image of a powerful, divine monarch in maintaining the loyalty of her subjects. Her connections to Roman politics and culture also influenced her court, where she maintained a blend of both Egyptian and Hellenistic traditions. Cleopatra's ability to merge these cultures was crucial in maintaining Egypt's status as a unique and powerful entity in the Mediterranean world. Cleopatra's relationship with Rome was complex. She was seen as both an ally and a threat by Roman political leaders. While she was loved by the people of Egypt for her intelligence, leadership, and charm, her relationships with powerful Roman figures made her a polarizing figure in Roman politics. Julius Caesar's assassination in 44 BC created a political vacuum, and Cleopatra's alliances with Mark Antony further intensified the animosity between her and Rome's future emperor Octavian. Their rivalry culminated in the naval battle of Actium in 31 BC, a decisive conflict that marked the end of both Cleopatra's reign and the Ptolemaic dynasty. The fall of Cleopatra and Mark Antony is often portrayed as one of history's great tragic love stories, and their death symbolized the end of the last remnants of Egyptian power. After their defeat at Actium, the two lovers retreated to Egypt, where they both ultimately committed suicide in 30 BC. Cleopatra's death led to Egypt's annexation into the Roman Empire, marking the end of over 3,000 years of Egyptian civilization as an independent entity. Cleopatra's death had a profound effect on the history of Egypt and Rome. Her son, Caesarion, was executed by Octavian, ensuring there were no remaining heirs to the throne of Egypt. The annexation of Egypt by Rome cemented Rome's control over the Mediterranean world, further consolidating the power of Octavian, who would soon become the first emperor of Rome, Augustus. Under Augustus, Egypt became a crucial province for the Roman Empire, serving as a key source of grain for Rome. Despite her downfall, Cleopatra remains one of the most enduring figures of ancient history. She was a queen of remarkable intelligence, political strategy, and ambition, often depicted as a woman of unparalleled charisma and beauty, though it is her political genius and resilience that truly defined her reign. Cleopatra's story has inspired countless works of art, literature, and film, ensuring that her legacy endures for generations. In the broader scope of history, Cleopatra's reign represents a final chapter in the story of the ancient Egyptian civilization, blending the influence of Hellenistic Greece with the rich traditions of Egypt. She was the last of the Ptolemies, but her legacy continues to fascinate the world, standing as a symbol of power, intelligence, and beauty, while also illustrating the immense challenges faced by rulers in the ancient world, especially women in positions of power. Cleopatra's life and reign have continued to captivate scholars, historians, and the public for centuries, inspiring a wide range of interpretations and analyses. Her image has evolved over time, from a powerful ruler who skillfully navigated the treacherous waters of Roman politics to a romanticized and tragic figure in popular culture. Much of what we know about Cleopatra comes from Roman historians, such as Plutarch and Dio Cassius, who were often critical of her due to the animosity between Rome and Egypt. These accounts, the archaeological and historical evidence surrounding Cleopatra's life, continues to evolve. For years, her tomb was thought to be lost, but recent discoveries have sparked renewed interest in uncovering more about the final years of her reign and her relationship with Mark Antony. Excavations near the ancient site of Alexandria, and more recently in the vicinity of Taposiris Magna, have led to theories that Cleopatra's burial place may yet be found. Should such discoveries come to light, they could offer new insights into her final days, her death, and the end of the Ptolemaic dynasty. Her influence on Roman history is also undeniable, with the consequences of her political maneuvers rippling through the fabric of the Roman Empire for years to come. The defeat of Mark Antony and Cleopatra at Actium led directly to the rise of Octavian, who would become Augustus, the first Roman emperor. Augustus' reign marked the beginning of the Pax Romana, an era of relative peace and stability in the Mediterranean, but it also solidified Rome's control over Egypt, making it a province of the Roman Empire. Despite her defeat, Cleopatra's actions had long-term effects on the power structures of the ancient world. In the broader historical context, Cleopatra's reign represents the end of the Hellenistic era that had followed the death of Alexander the Great. The Ptolemaic dynasty, established by one of Alexander's generals, Ptolemy I, had ruled Egypt for nearly 3 centuries. Cleopatra, the last of the Ptolemaic rulers, was both a product and a disruptor of this world. While she embraced Hellenistic culture, she was also deeply rooted in Egypt's ancient traditions, which she incorporated into her reign. Her life symbolized a blending of Greek and Egyptian cultures, a fusion that characterized her kingdom and was crucial to her identity as a ruler. Cleopatra's role in Egyptian history cannot be overstated. She was not only a political leader, but also a cultural figure who reinforced Egypt's role as a significant civilization in the ancient world. She promoted the arts, science, and philosophy, supporting the Library of Alexandria, one of the most famous institutions of learning in the ancient world. Under her leadership, Alexandria remained a hub for scholars, scientists, and intellectuals, further cementing her legacy as a ruler who valued knowledge and culture. Today, Cleopatra's name remains synonymous with power, intelligence, and beauty. Yet, her true legacy lies in her ability to craft and execute a vision for Egypt, her ability to navigate the dangerous waters of international politics, and her enduring place as one of history's most influential female rulers. She defied the expectations of her time and carved out a space for herself in the annals of history, forever ensuring that the name Cleopatra would echo through the ages. Her life, her reign, and her tragic end continue to inspire curiosity, admiration, and fascination, making her one of the most enduring and enigmatic figures in history. While valuable, have shaped some of the myths surrounding her character and reign, leading to the image of Cleopatra as a seductress and femme fatale, rather than a shrewd political leader. In contrast to the often negative portrayal in Roman sources, modern scholars have increasingly recognized Cleopatra as an astute and capable monarch who worked tirelessly to preserve Egypt's independence and prosperity in a rapidly changing geopolitical environment. Her relationships with Caesar and Antony, while undoubtedly important, were part of a larger political strategy aimed at safeguarding Egypt's sovereignty in the face of Roman expansion. Cleopatra was not only a powerful ruler in her own right, but also a woman who understood the significance of her royal image, cultivating a persona that combined both Egyptian and Greek ideals of kingship, making her a unique and powerful figure in the ancient world. Cleopatra's intelligence and education are often highlighted as one of her greatest attributes. She was well-versed in various languages, including Egyptian, which set her apart from her Ptolemaic ancestors who spoke Greek. She was also a patron of the arts and sciences, fostering intellectual and cultural achievements in Alexandria, the intellectual heart of the ancient world. Under her reign, Alexandria thrived as a center of learning and culture, home to the famous Library of Alexandria and a hub for scholars, scientists, and philosophers. Cleopatra's patronage of the arts and sciences not only enhanced Egypt's reputation, but also ensured that the city of Alexandria remained a major influence in the Mediterranean world for centuries. The political implications of Cleopatra's death and Egypt's annexation into Rome were immense. The loss of Egypt marked the end of an era for the ancient world. Egypt had long been a powerful and culturally rich civilization, and its annexation by Rome signaled the consolidation of Roman power in the Mediterranean. The Roman Empire would go on to dominate the region for centuries, and Egypt became a vital part of the empire, providing grain and resources to feed the growing population of Rome. Cleopatra's death thus marked a turning point in history, ending the Hellenistic period that had begun with the conquest of Alexander the Great and ushering in a new phase of Roman imperial dominance. While Cleopatra's death spelled the end of Egypt's independence, her legacy has never faded. She has become a symbol of feminine power, intelligence, and resilience, challenging the traditional gender roles of her time. Her life and reign continue to inspire feminist readings of history, highlighting how she defied the expectations of women in ancient times and rose to the heights of political power in a male-dominated world. Her ability to command armies, form strategic alliances, and manipulate the political dynamics of Rome is a testament to her prowess as a leader and her ability to leave a lasting impact on both Egypt and the Mediterranean world is an enduring part of her legacy. Cleopatra's influence is still felt in popular culture today, where she is often depicted in art, literature, theater, and film. Her portrayal in works such as Shakespeare's Antony and Cleopatra, and in films such as the 1963 epic starring Elizabeth Taylor, has cemented her status as a legendary figure. Cleopatra's story, marked by ambition, romance, tragedy, and political intrigue, continues to resonate with modern audiences. Her complex legacy as both a queen and a woman who navigated the treacherous terrain of ancient politics has ensured that her name remains synonymous with power and allure long after her reign came to an end. In the end, Cleopatra VII was not simply a queen who lived and died in the ancient world. She was a ruler who left an indelible mark on history, a figure who transcended the political and cultural boundaries of her time. Her intelligence, political acumen, and ability to shape events make her one of the most fascinating rulers in history, and her legacy continues to inspire curiosity, admiration, and debate to this day. Cleopatra's legacy also extends beyond her time as a ruler. Her impact on the world of diplomacy, statecraft, and the art of alliances is still studied in modern political circles. She was a master of negotiation, employing both soft and hard power to achieve her goals. Her ability to engage with the most powerful men of her time, including Julius Caesar and Mark Antony, while simultaneously navigating the volatile landscape of Egyptian politics, showcases her exceptional diplomatic skills. She maintained Egypt's independence for as long as possible, even as Rome grew ever more powerful, and in doing so, became an iconic symbol of resilience against overwhelming odds. In recent years, Cleopatra's influence on culture and history has been reevaluated through a more nuanced lens. Scholars now often emphasize her agency in a world where few women held real power. Rather than focusing solely on her relationships with Roman men, historians have examined how she controlled Egypt's wealth and resources, utilized Egypt's strategic location, and engaged with the political realities of the Roman world. These factors reflect her pragmatism and ability to play the long game, qualities that contributed to her remarkable reign and survival in a perilous political landscape. Her image as a seductress or manipulative figure has been challenged, with many modern historians arguing that she used her intellect and political savvy, rather than mere charm or beauty, to secure her position. While it is undeniable that Cleopatra's relationships with Julius Caesar and Mark Antony had significant political consequences, these alliances were not based on romantic notions alone. They were carefully orchestrated moves to strengthen Egypt's position in the Mediterranean world. Her connections to these powerful men should be understood within the context of her broader goals as a ruler, rather than as a simple narrative of seduction.